Welcome back, guys. On our previous video, we introduced what we call permutation, whereby we come with a bunch of formulas that we're going to use on an exam to just save ourselves time, So now I want to practice those kinds of stuff and see if we can be able to get them. So for these videos, guys, to work for you is just pause and try to do all these 4 questions by yourself and see if you can be able to get it right and come back and continue these videos. So without further ado, let's just get started. So I'm going to divide this, close this remaining questions and do it one by one. The first question says that there are 12 contestants in a race. How many different ways can 1 to 2 and the 3rd place be arranged? They can be able to be arranged. So here's the thing, guys. On our previous video, we talk about this formula. First, we talk about this. And then secondly, we talk about this formula, which is the same formula actually, but we talk about this and how to use it. So when we're dealing with these kinds of questions like this, whereby we have to arrange something that has more items than the position to fill it, we do what? We use the permutations, So from here on, we have 12 contestants, which we call them, I usually call them items because that's how I prefer to call them. The items, how many items do we have? We have 12. And then how many positions do we have to fill those kinds of people, which is 3, 1, and number 2 and number 3. So the hardest way to solve this kind of question, guys, it's to do it like this, to just say 1, 2, 3. You have 3 positions to fill 12 people. And then you know that they cannot repeat, right? So you have 12 for the first place. If you put the first one, you're going to just have 11 that will be left. And then if you put that one also, you're going to be left with what? You're going to be left with 10. And if you multiply this, you're going to get the number of ways that these things can be able to be arranged. And then if you purge this kind of stuff in your calculator, you're going to get 1,320 ways that these things can be able to be arranged. So another way, a simple that we discussed on our previous videos, we just use these formulas. Let me just use all of them so that you can be able to understand this. But then on the next question, I'm not going to use all of them because you can use it yourself. So for this one, I'm just going to do it for fun, So for this one, if you want to use this formula, the hard one, we're just going to say how many items do we have? We have 12 items, which is 12 factorial divided by what? 12 minus how many positions do we have? We have 1, 2, 3 positions to just give this kind of contestant what they need. And then if you put this on a calculator, it's still going to get 1,320 ways to solve this kind of stuff. So one of the easiest way to solve this kind of equation, if now you understand what they call permutation, is to just use this formula whereby you can just simply use it on your calculator. You don't have to multiply, put the factorial. You just have to write 12 and write P and then write 3, and you're going to still get the same thing. If you don't believe me, take a calculator. I introduced this on my previous video. You just have to write 12 and press shift and press multiplication and write 3. And if you put your calculator, it's still going to get what? You're still going to get the same number, which is 1,320 ways to arrange this kind of stuff. So let's go to our second question. Our second question says that how many 3-digit number can be made with the digit 1 to 5 if repetition is not allowed? Remember, we use permutation when repetition is not allowed and when we have more items. When we have more items than the positions to fill them. So first of all, how many items do we have? We have 5 digit, which is 1 to 5, 5 digit. And how many positions do we have to fill this kind of stuff, which is 3, which means we can be able to use what? The permutation. So another way that you can be able to write this in a long way is just to fill 3 position, 3 digital codes. And then this one, we learned this on our previous videos, guys. So if repetition is not allowed here, we're going to have 5 options and then 4 options and then 3 options, So if you put this on a calculator, you're going to get 60 codes that can be able to be made here. Yeah? So the fastest way, guys, and now I'm not going to use this formula because it's still going to be the same thing. You can try it at home and you are going to still get the same thing. But the fastest way to solve this question, you just have to like put the number of items first. The number of items, how many is 5, and you put P and you put your 3. And then if you patch this on a calculator, the way we use it on this previous question, you are still going to get 60 codes that can be able to be created in these things. Third question is, it says that a student has 8 different books, but only 5 can fit on the shelf once. How many different ways can the books be arranged? So again, we're having a challenge here. We have a student who have 8 different books, but the book that can only be fitting on the bookshelf is only 5 books. So they ask us in how many different ways that this student can be able to arrange his books. So the way that you're going to understand another way is just to like write the position that you have to fill this book, which is 5 position, 1 2 3 4 5. This one is just a long way actually. I don't like it. And then you're going to have how many options? You're going to have 8, which is 8 7 6 5 4. And then if you multiply all this, you're going to get 6,720 ways to arrange this. But the fastest way to do this is just to ask yourself, how many items do you have? I have 8 items, and you put P and you put what, and you put the number of positions that you have to like fill this kind of stuff, which is 5, and then you're going to still get the same answer, you know. So you see how this kind of formula is going to help you to save a lot of time in your exam. Instead of like calculating all this, you can just punch it on a calculator. So the last one, it says that 7 friends want to sit on the bench, but the bench has only 4 seats. In how many different ways they can be arranged on the bench? Now, so there is 7 friends actually, which is 7, but there is a bench that has 4 seats, 1 2 3 4 seats. How many options do you have for the first position, which is 7 6 5 4, which is multiplication, multiplication, multiplication. And then if you patch, you're going to get 840 ways that these kinds of friends that can be able to be arranged. But the fastest way to do this, guys, then is to just like ask yourself, how many items do I have? I call them items actually because that's how I memorize this formula. The items is how many? Is 7 items, which is P. How many positions do we have to fill this kind of stuff? So the position that we have is only 4 of them. So if you patch this on a calculator, you're still going to get what? 840 ways to arrange this kind of stuff. So guys, this is the end of this video. What I want you to take away from this kind of stuff when you're dealing with permutation is that you only use this formula when you have more items than the positions and when the repetition is not allowed. Okay guys, while I was recording this video, I forget to mention that you only use permutation when the order matters, you know, when the order matters. And I forget to mention it. I only mentioned the 2 conditions that was there. So yeah, the order, it has to matter when you want to use permutation. So on my next video, I'm going to just discuss how to deal with combination. So see you on my next video. Sharp.